June 22, 2017. Trump prepares for retaliation after USS Fitzgerald collision ruled act of war. A grim Ministry of Defense mod urgent action bulletin circulating in the Kremlin today states that the Federation has received notice from the U.S. Pacific Command PACOM that hostilities are likely to soon occur throughout the entire Sea of Japan region and that the Foreign Intelligence Service SVR states is directly related to North Korea hacking the autopilot controls of a massive container ship, then crashing it into a U.S. Navy destroyer, killing, at least, 7 American sailors. According to this bulletin, early on June 17, 2017, the U.S. Navy destroyer DDG-62 USS Fitzgerald collided with MV Crystal, a Philippine-flagged container ship, 104 kilometers 64 miles southwest of Yokosuka and 19 kilometers 12 miles southeast of the city of Shimoda, both cities being in Japan. Mod analysis of sea and weather conditions existing in the collision area at the time this incident occurred, this bulletin continues, shows the waters having a Douglas Sea scale rating of 2 for state of sea 0.100 0.50 meter wave height smooth and a 1 rating for swell very low short or average and low wave and a U.S. Department of Defense rating PDF of 9 for excellent visibility over 50 km/30 nautical miles with a Beaufort scale weather rating of B blue sky /0 to 8 clouded. With neither sea or weather conditions having any contributing factor in this collision, this bulletin states, mod analysts then began an automated identification system IS analysis of both the USS Fitzgerald and ACX Crystal, with it being quickly discovered that the USS Fitzgerald was operating without their eyes, but the ACX Crystal being able to have its entire course analyzed. IS, this bulletin explains, is a tracking system that has become the Internet of Ships and is a tool for nearly anyone to identify and track ships traveling around the world through websites and mobile applications, with many IS receivers connected directly to the Internet via serial port servers that are carried aboard ships, buoys, and other navigation markers. The mod's analysis of the ACX Crystal's IS tracking data, this bulletin notes, showed that the cause of this collision was due to it radically altering its course by making a U-turn on the open sea and then heading directly towards the USS Fitzgerald and ramming it. Audio recordings from the bridge of the USS Fitzgerald, this bulletin continues, reveal that its U.S. Navy sailors feverishly tried to avoid the ACX Crystal, but to no avail, as this 10-story tall container ship had greatly accelerated its speed, with no one on the USS Fitzgerald being able to fully comprehend that they were under attack. Critical to note about the ACX Crystal's radical departure from its course, this bulletin notes, is that 2 days before its ramming the USS Fitzgerald, on 15 June, the same type of incident occurred when a Federation-registered yacht named the Katogsa, that was sailing from Taiwan to the Russian city of Vladivostok, was hijacked by North Korea, with its frantic crew desperately radioing that they had lost all control over their vessel. MOD and SVR assists, this bulletin continues, quickly secured the release of the Katogsa from North Korea, with the SVR reporting that an examination of its onboard electronic systems showed that its autopilot had been hacked and was the cause of its being steered into North Korean waters in the Sea of Japan. Important to note, SVR analysts in this bulletin state, is that the Katogsa was equipped with an Avipilot 4000 marine autopilot system that receives its orders from the Northrop Grumman Sperry Marine Actis, and that ACX Crystal was equipped with a more sophisticated version of called the Northrop Grumman Sperry Marine Vision Master FT Integrated Bridge System IBS, both being manufactured by the British-based company Sperry Marine Northrop Grumman. The most striking similarity to the hijacking of both the Katoga and ACX Crystal, this bulletin notes, is that they both occurred during the night hours when everyone was asleep. Though some American sources are claiming that the Chinese hijacked the autopilot of the ACX Crystal in order to ram it into the USS Fitzgerald, this bulletin continues, SVR and MOD analysts, instead, attribute this act of war to Unit 180 of North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau RGB, who just this past month terrified the world with its WannaCry ransomware cyber attack that infected more than 300,000 computers in 150 countries, and is linked to last year's $81 million cyber heist at the Bangladesh Central Bank and the 2014 attack on Sony's Hollywood Studio 2. With U.S. aircraft carrier battle groups CVN-68 Nimitz, CVN-70 Carl Vinson and CVN-76 Ronald Reagan rapidly being redeployed to the Sea of Japan, this bulletin grimly says, President Trump, yesterday, tweeted a not-too-subtle warning of war, stating that China had failed in trying to ease the threat posed by North Korea, and that was fully supported by his Defense Secretary James Mad Dog Mattis, thus creating a high noon situation for war that North Korea responded to by overtures of peace no expects the U.S. to accept. To what is expected should President Trump, indeed, retaliate against North Korea for attacking the USS Fitzgerald, this bulletin concludes, one need look no further than the massive U.S. military war exercise called Northern Edge, conducted last year in Alaska with America's entire integrated force structure involved, to know what will happen, and one of whose participants, Mr. Ricky Smith, U.S. Deputy Chief of Staff, G9 Comma Training and Doctrine Command, detailed exactly how to take care of North Korea's hacking by his stating, if you want to stop a cyber attack, put a 120mm tank round through the server and the operator of the cyber attack will stop.